So I built this fancy tool up here today so we could track for the month of November the win rate on the opening range break and retest on NQ. So I have a couple things that I want to say about this before I get into it. There's three main points you have to understand. The first one, people love the opening range break strategy, and people also love to hate it. It's not for everyone, and that's okay. But a lot of people like to chime in comments on every single video, not just mine, and say, strategy is trash. It sucks. You need to try this, and this is way better. It has a 75% win rate. Which leads me into my second point. If you have a good risk management system, for example, I am willing to lose $500 for the opportunity to make 1,000. Risk 500 to make 1,000. Having that opportunity. That's what I'm willing to give up. Some people will risk $100 to make $200. Some people risk 10,000 to make 20,000. Everyone's strategy is their own and their risk management is their own. So, with that being said, you have to have a good risk management system in place if you want to be a profitable trader. The third piece before we start breaking this down is this. Don't fall for all the people who say, this strategy sucks because it's so simple, or whatever their excuse or their reason is. You need to try this strategy. It has an 85% win rate. You know what goes into a win rate? Anything positive. You could have a 50-cent profit and it would be technically a win in your win rate. If you took 100 trades in a month and you made $1 on 85 out of 100 trades for an 85% win rate, you would be up $85. What if on the 15 you lost $100? You would be down $1,500 to make $85, but you would be claiming you have an 85% win rate. You know what's cool to flex online? A good risk management system, a good risk to reward. I don't give a shit what your win rate is. I care what your risk management system is. So don't flex your win percentage, flex your risk management. Let's take a look and see if the 5-minute opening range break for the month of November using my parameters and how I operate. I'm going to show you exactly how I set up my indicators if I would have been profitable in the month of November. So guys, the indicator I'm going to be using is one that I made right here, and you can get this on QuantCrawler.com, free 30-day trial, $10 a month. This is not an expensive tool. It does technical analysis on charts. We're not getting into that in this video, but I just want to show you on the left-hand side. You can come right here to the 5-minute opening range break, and retest, and this will pull you into this indicator, or all you need to do is simply search this right here. You can see it has 1,100 favorites and saves. It's been used a lot. It's been viewed over 6,000 times. This is the indicator that we're going to be using. I built it. I trust it. I know that it works. So that's how you can access this if you want to see this exact positioning on your charts. So here are the settings I have in mind. I have mine set for a 30-point breakout, meaning in order for this to trigger right here, it has to break outside of the zone, whether it's above or below, break out at least 30 points, which 30 points is $30 of price movement. If you guys are new to tracking this and following it, it needs to go $30 above this right here, which is 25755. So this needs to get to at least 25785 for when it comes back to test this midpoint for this to trigger to tell you the position. So this is how I have my settings right here. And this is how I'm going to backtest this off of my exact strategy that I would use for the month. So we don't even need to actually put our indicator out for this one here. We can see it calls along, gets a big break, comes back, retests the midpoint, it calls along, and it obviously did not go long. It went short. So this would have been a loss to start the month on November 4th. We then move into November 5th, and there is no trade because you get a big break. You do not get a midpoint retest, so that's null. There's nothing here, so we're moving on to the next day. November 6th right here, you get a 5-minute range marked. You get a break below, which is 30 points. It comes back and tests the midpoint, and this is a very clear win. We, again, don't need to map this. There's no chop. You definitely would have had a 1 to 2. You would have had a 1 to 2 like right here. So this is an easy win. Let's move on to the next day. And to wrap up week 1 in November, we get a big break. We did not get a midpoint retest, so this indicator would not have triggered. So again, we have another null or voided day. So on the week, we're 1-1. We would have taken 2 trades on a 1 to 2 risk to reward, targeting $1,000 reward. We would be up $500 on the week because we would have lost 500, made 1,000. We're net 500 on the week. We then move on to November 10th. And you see here, we get a big break, we get a retest, it calls along, this breaks below the zone, that would have been a loss, and then we get a short call. But let's just take a look and see. I'm pretty sure this would have been a miss, but let's just verify. If you went in right as it calls it short, you would target right here at the top of the zone. you would then target a 1 to 2 risk to reward, which would be 62 points, and that would not have hit. So we have 2 losses on November 10th. 25% win rate, baby. Let's go. Pretty sure if I remember right, this was an awful week to start, and it redeems itself later on in the week, but we're going to verify it no matter what. Yep, you can see here, big break, almost a retest of the midpoint. It calls a short. We would have went on this side of the zone. It obviously would have ticked us out. That's a loss. This one right here is a clear win. I will map it just for the sake of mapping it. We would have went here. Stop loss at the bottom of the zone, targeting a 1 to 2, which is about where it's at. It would have very quickly hit. This would have been only like a 3-minute trade, and you would have been up $1,000. So 1 loss, 1 win on November 11th. November 12th, which is Wednesday, is null. We did not get a midpoint retest, so we're moving on to the next day. You can see here very clearly on this one, this is a win. Big break, retest of the midpoint, calls a short. So we would have hit for a 1 to 100. I don't know. It's crazy. We would have had a big day. So this would have been a win, putting us at 3 wins, 4 losses. Then to end the week, we would have on Friday 14th, not taking a trade. You have a big break here, and it just doesn't come back and test the midpoint. So it's null as well. We are moving into the 18th. Now, this one here, for transparency's sake, we get out of the zone here. It calls a short. We would have went into it when it calls it, which would have been right here. And you can see we would not have hit our 1 to 2, and we would not have, we would have ended the day. Our positions would have been closed out unless we held into the next day, which I never do. So this wouldn't have been a win or a loss. So we're going to leave it null. You technically would have made some money if you would have closed out around here, or at least broke even. So we're just going to leave that one blank and move on to the 19th. Okay, now this was a fun day. Big break, obviously way more than 30 points. Comes back. This calls a long and it goes short. That's a loss. This calls short. It goes long. That's a loss. This goes long, and this would have been a hit. I only know this because I'm pretty sure I was trading this day and I skipped this one. Actually, technically, we would not have actually hit our 1 to 2, so we're going to count that as null. We have 2 losses on this day. So here on the 20th, we have a long call right here, which we would have set right here at a 46-point stop to target 90-something points. We would have hit on this first one, and we clearly would have lost on this second one. This second one runs completely south. So 1 win, 1 loss on November 20th. We're going into the 21st at the end of the day, last Friday. Okay, we get this first one here. We get a short call. You can see it clearly gets ticked out right here. If you were aggressive, I mean, the way I trade, I would not have done this. This would have been a loss for me, so I'm going to count that as a loss. This one right here is very clearly a win. I will map it very quickly. I actually know this. I traded this day, so I know how this one worked out. This was more than a 1 to 2. So we have a loss, we have a win. Over here, we have a loss, and then right here, we have a win as well. So we're 2-2 on the day, 2 wins, 2 losses. So here we are on Monday of Thanksgiving week. That was just a few days ago. No trade here. We do get a break. We do get a midpoint retest, but it did not meet my 30-point qualification. So we never got our trigger, and this ran. It's a no trade day for me. We're moving on to Tuesday. Tuesday here, you can see we would have had 1 win and 1 loss. The second one is very clearly a loss. We don't need to map that one, but this first one, if we go in, we set at the top of the zone, it never actually touches. It gets close, 28.75 points. We're only looking for like 57, 58 points. We clearly would have hit it here 3 minutes later. So we have 1 win and 1 loss on Thanksgiving week. We're at 7-10 on the month. We now are in Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, and this one here, if we would have taken a short when it calls it right here, we would have been at the top of the zone, 28.50. We would have been targeting 56 points, which would have been down here. We would have also lost. It would have been our only trade on the day. So we are 7 for 11 so far on the month. Now, weird days, Thanksgiving Day and Black Friday, but we're going to test them anyways because I think the results are good. So here we are on Thanksgiving Day. Obviously, the market's open. It's limited and limited volume. We get a break. We never get a retest, and it just goes. So we are now into today, Black Friday. See, I did not trade today. So I think this one won based on the indicator from the very beginning, but I am not too sure. So let's take, yeah, this one did win. So we get a break, but it's not more than 30 points. It definitely retests the complete opposite side of the zone, chops around. Then right here, we get a long call. I don't need to map that. And we would have a 42% win rate on NQ alone on the opening range break and retest. So guys, 8 wins, 11 losses. That's a 42% win rate. I was profitable if I would have taken all of these trades. I didn't take all these trades. This is just to show you if you have a strategy and you follow it and you're only looking at one ticker, call it NQ or GC or ES, whatever you want to look at in the future space. If you have a strategy and you stick with it, and you have a dialed in risk management system, you can be better than 99.99% of traders because most traders fail and most traders don't make money. Those two go hand in hand, but some people don't fail. It just takes them a really long time to fail and then they end up in a bad spot. So, if you have a 33% win rate or higher and a 1 to 2 risk to reward, technically, based on the numbers, you are a profitable trader. You might not be making a lot of profit, but you are profitable. People like to claim on YouTube and all these social media platforms, I have an 87% win rate. First off, no, you don't. That's not a thing. And it's like, well, if this happens and this happens, then this happens, then that confluence means this. And then once these 87 things line up, then I have my perfect win rate. Like, okay, so you take one trade a month. Like, that's not a real strategy. The more complicated it is to say you have a 80% win rate is unbelievable. You need a risk management system. That's believable and that's impressive. If you have an 80% win rate and you target a 1 to zero point 0.5 return, I could do that and have a 95% win rate. Target a real return to get real results on a very simple strategy and be a profitable trader.